It's now to discuss this in more detail is our Yorkshire reporter Anna Riley, who is live from Northallerton with Derek and his wife Margaret. Good afternoon to you all. Thanks for joining us.
Good afternoon. Yes, I'm here with Derek and Margaret. And Derek's, like you say, launching a campaign just to make it not a postcode lottery at the moment for having those council tax discounts. Derek, can you just firstly tell me what it was like when Margaret was first diagnosed?
Well, she used to be on medical record. She used to know numbers. She used to know lots of words. And whenever we went everywhere, she used to know who everybody was called. Now, she doesn't know who I am. She doesn't know who her sons are, doesn't know who anybody is. And in general, what everybody tells me, it's like having an 81-year-old child in the house. And that's how you have to live day by day. And the meals, it's temperamental. Some meals, I have to give her 14 lots of medication a day. I have to get her dressed. I have to wash her. I have to shower her. So the whole day is taken up looking after I love her to bits. I wouldn't change a thing. But that's what happens when Alzheimer's comes on. And it comes on from nowhere. And I started off and we were looking round for help. And I finished up going to our GP. The GP says, go to Age UK. Age UK said you can get attendance allowance. Frailty nurse said you can get council tax discount. So we applied for those. And I thought, but why don't anybody tell us this? We had to find them out by mistake, by going to the GP, to the Age UK, and then to a frailty nurse. Nobody tells you these things. There is no, and it's a medical term, there is no medical pathway for people with dementia. Nothing helps you. There's no system to help you. So what I felt was, this is wrong. What they said at the council, Hambleton, said that if you want council tax discount, they only start it from the date you've got attendance allowance. And I said, what's that got to do with it? I've got a hospital diagnosis, I've got a doctor's diagnosis. What's the date of attendance allowance got to do with it? It's just a 31-page form I've got to fill in. And they said, oh, well, those are the rules. So I said, no, I don't agree with that. So I appealed to the council. I appealed through the High Court. And at the High Court, and you're talking about Muggins on his own, 2 barristers, top solicitor, judge, fighting for the 600,000 people who are living alone with dementia. Sorry, they're living at home with dementia. And they said, no, the laws are as they are. Until you've received attendance allowance, you cannot have council tax discount. I said, well, that's criminal. So after being to the courts, I decided, right, I'm going to start a petition to change the laws, because the laws are in favour of the council.
Yeah. And just on that, Derek, the council did come back to us on that with a statement, and they said council tax discounts for people living with dementia is legislative. We are entirely satisfied Hambleton residents are assessed correctly in line with this legislation. But that's where your petition now comes in, doesn't it? I agree.
There's nobody at the council I've had disagreement with. And that may sound odd, but they all understand where I'm coming from. They are following the laws as they stand. And the laws as they stand are not right. They're unfair. And as the Age UK said, they discriminate against people. They are criminal, the laws as they stand. And that's why I started the petition. The petition is not to simplify or explain the law, is to change the law, to make the law in favour of people with dementia. People need the support. If out there the council said, and they're talking about less than 1% of their revenue, if they paid up just the amount of money to catch up to the date the GP certified that they have severe mental impairment, that would cost them perhaps £200 each. Now, just imagine how people with dementia would feel. They feel that somebody's listening at long last. They feel that somebody's actually in the council's got a heart. They all know. They all understand where I'm coming from. It's the council that said to me, go to a tribunal, go to High Court. I was going to go to the Supreme Court. But if I went to the Supreme Court, the minimum fee is £100,000. Not going there. can't afford to lose the house. I am not losing the house for Margaret on a principle. Yes, I believe, and I'm passionate about it, I believe the law needs to be changed. And that's why I've started the petition. The law requires 100,000 signatures. 100,000. 100,000. I tell you something. If you want to have a bank holiday for a football match, you can get 300,000 in 48 hours.
So it's clearly something that you're undeniably passionate about, and we'll be able to share that link to the petition, because you've only got around 70 at the moment, haven't you? And you
700.
need 700, sorry, and you need that 100,000 by September.
Yeah.
And how do you think that would help change the lives of you as a carer and Margaret and other people that are caring for those with dementia out here?
I think it'll be the significant start, and that's what it's about. The recognition that people do care. Everybody the 600,000 that are looking after people at home, there's nothing financial support for them, but the support that's there is not means tested. So they should be knowing about it. They try. Nobody tells you about it. There's no pathway, what they call a medical pathway, to teach you what you need next. I hate to have to mention, if you've got cancer, or if you die, there's a medical pathway. And that a clinical pathway is that leads you hand in hand through the whole system. There is nothing if you've got dementia. There's more people die through dementia than die of cancer. Yet there's nobody. There's no system to help you. It's criminal. It is criminal.
Definitely. And how are you coping now in the meantime? How long have you been caring for Margaret now?
Well, it's 3 years, and if it's 30 years, I don't care. I love her to bits. But it's hard because instead of simple things like in the house, if you're doing a job and you miss a bit, who does it? Nobody does it. If I'm making the tea, she doesn't know a choice. If I say, do you want this for your tea or that? She doesn't understand choices. I have to just give her the food and she'll either eat it or not. She's got a stomach disorder, so sometimes she just sits there and says no, and she'll keep her mouth shut. And I can't come up with any solutions because there are no solutions. Yes, I tell you what she'll have now. She'll have strawberry trifle till it comes out of her ears, but that's not really very nourishing. But to sit there with somebody you love and not be able to talk through simple things like, where should we go? She can't go. You know, we've had COVID. She can't go out. We can walk round the block. Yes, we can walk round the block, and it's nice walking round the block. But we can't get in the car because if we travel more than 20 minutes, she's ill. We can't go to the shops because she won't wear a mask. She can't wear a mask because she's frightened of them. We used to always go out for meals in town nearly every day. And we used to go to the Golden Lion in town, and we used to sit there, and we loved it, and she loved it. Screens come up, masks come up. She can't understand it. She used to talk to people as she went in. She would talk. She wouldn't have a big conversation. You'd just say hello, and she'd stroke somebody. You're not allowed to do that. You weren't allowed to do that. That was frightening as far as she was concerned. So in the end, I just could not possibly take her for something that she loved every single day of her life. We can't go on holiday now. You can't go abroad because she can't she can't cope with the travel. When we last went on holiday, it really hit me. We were driving home from Doncaster Airport. We'd been away for 2 weeks, driving home, and do you know what Margaret said to me? Are we going on holiday? I'm sorry, but that cut me. And everybody who goes, everybody that's got somebody has got a story to tell. And they will come up with a story as hurtful as that. You know, you've been away for a fortnight, and she says, are we going away? And then you realise that, because when you get dementia, it doesn't come on quickly. You sort of think, oh, we're getting old, I'm getting old, she's getting old, and that's it. And we just thinking, oh, well, that's all it is. And then you think, well, there's little things going wrong. There's something a bit too much here. Margaret had a severe head pain one night, went to a neurologist, and the neurologist says, yeah, she's got some blocked blood vessels in her brain. But not only that, he says, look, she needs to go to the memory clinic. There's something else wrong. Now, if we hadn't been for that head pain, God knows how long we'd have had to wait to get to the memory clinic. The memory clinic gave her a diagnosis, then we had to have a brain scan, then we had to have a SECT scan, S-E-C-T scan, and it analysed that she'd got Alzheimer's. Now we were lucky because we got in fairly quickly because of this severe head pain. Margaret is not one to moan, but several nights she was crying her heart out in the middle of the night because of these head pains, and that's what started us off in the medical route. And they did a fantastic job. They did a really good job. But nobody tells you what sort of assistance there is there. This assistance is no use to us. I don't need that. What there is all those people out there. I've done a Freedom of Information request to 382 UK councils. Every single one I've got the reply for. There's 127 of them that backdate to the date of GP certification. 255 out of 382 do not pay a penny to the people until they've got an attendance allowance. An attendance allowance, nothing to do with this. Nothing to do with their illness. Nothing to do with diagnosis. You don't need a diagnosis for attendance allowance. You don't need a diagnosis for council tax discount. It's both. It doesn't matter how much income you've got, you can have it. But nobody tells you there is no medical pathway to lead you there. There is lots of charities out there, and the charities are fantastic. But you need somebody to say, look, there is a guideline here. I set up a very simple internet site, dementiaguidance.co.uk. Just a dead simple sheet that tells you what you're entitled to, where you can go for little things like you can get something specifically from the Lions Club to help you if a GP or a consultant comes to the house, so they know what medication you're on, you know where to go, you know who your doctor's name is. Simple, yeah, but nobody tells you. And so all I would say is, if anybody's interested, that's the petition details. But it's a long rigmarole. It's on the internet. Yes, it's on the internet. Yeah. But if you go onto the internet site and go into dementiaguidance.co.uk, there it gives you a link to the petition. Yeah. And the petition is what it's all about. All I want to do is get some recognition for all these people with dementia.
Definitely, Derek, and we will make sure that we share that petition link as well for any of our viewers that do want to sign it. I am sure that our viewers can see how passionate Derek is about this, and thank you so much for sharing your story. It's so heartbreaking that people are going through this now, and Derek does feel that this change is needed.
Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.